Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. Welcome to the Northeast Ohio Sports Show. It's episode 36, a little bit 4 less episodes than our news show. You guys know me on Thursdays. We have events or stuff going on. A lot of the times it's holidays like Thanksgiving. It's currently Thursday, December 11th. Hope everyone's having a great day. I guess I'll go into weather a little bit. It's snowing right now. Today we had a low of 21, high of 27, 100% chance of snow. Tomorrow is low of 20, high of 31, no snow, just cloudy. Saturday sleet, high of 30, low of 17, 70%. Sunday, low of 9, high of 20, cloudy. Monday cloudy, 13, 21, cold next week. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's talk into sunrise. 7:07 first light, 7:38 sunrise, a.m., 4:54 p.m. sunset, 5:25 last light, 9 hours and 15 minutes of sunlight. We'll go right into some quick funny sports, a funny topic of the day. Let me fix this out of here because does not matter. Hope everyone's having a great week. One more day in the Friday, guys. Let's get it. A funny, not so funny topic as one play happens, Philadelphia Eagles. QB actually turns it over twice, about Jalen Hurts turning the ball over twice. What actually happened, mid-second quarter, Eagles versus Chargers. Excuse me. Hurts threw a pass. It's intercepted by Deshaun Hand. Instead of securing the pick, Hand fumbles on the return. Hurts scooped the ball up. But as quickly as he recovers, the ball gets punched out again by a Chargers defender. One of those crazy plays if everyone is going after everybody. And recovered by the linebacker. Turnover number 2 in one play. Crazy to see. Funny thing, they're not doing too well this year. The Cowboys were doing bad, now they're doing well. But the Eagles have been consistently bad, up and down. According to the stat trackers, this is the first time since 1978, as far back as the records go, that a single NFL player has been charged with interception and a fumble on the same play. Crazy. But I feel like that's something that happened to the Browns before. Hurts ended the night with 5 turnovers, horrible. 4 interceptions and 1 fumble. His worst single game total ever. The Eagles lost 22-19 in overtime, even with all of those turnovers. A little bit crazy to see. We'll go into the Browns' 13th game against the Titans. This is a game the Cleveland Browns should have won, but we ended up losing. Not surprised by that. That is some typical Brown stuff right there. The final was the Tennessee Titans before the game. They were 1-11. They ended up being 2-11. They had 31 total points. The Browns before this game were 3-9, and now we're 3-10. We had 29 points. We're 2-5 at home. First quarter, Tennessee outscored the Browns 14-3. Second quarter, Cleveland outscored Tennessee 14-0, leading 17-14 at half. However, third quarter, Tennessee got 7 points, Browns got 0, and in the fourth quarter, Tennessee got 10, Browns got 12, making the total +3 by them. Crazy tight game. We couldn't convert on a 2-point conversion. Tony Pollard ran for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Titans outlasted Roy Sanders, which is just crazy. But he has it, that's how he is. Pollard. Now let's go over game leaders. Passing yards, he was rookie of the week. Shedeur Sanders had 364 passing yards, a lot. 23 for 42, 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. To me, this shows that he could have these big games, and this is actually really what we need. Cam Ward, he went for 14 for 28. Perfect 50-50, and he actually got 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing yards, Shedeur Sanders was leading, so their defense really stopped us. He had 29 yards on 3 carries and 1 touchdown, so Sanders really had 4 touchdowns total, which is crazy. Pollard had total 161 yards, 25 carries, 2 touchdowns. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. And we are back. Receiving yards, we had T. Spears, running back for Tennessee, 28 yards for 2 receptions. The Browns, Hannah Fanning Jr., tight end, had 8 receptions, 1 touchdown, 114 total yards. Sacks, Myles Garrett only had 1. Simmons for Tennessee had 1.5. Tackles, Schwarzenegger had 13 tackles, 6 solos for the Browns. C. Gray, linebacker, had 10 tackles, 7 solo for Tennessee. We had a total of 412 yards. They had a total of 292. We had 2 turnovers, though, compared to the 1. We had 22 first downs compared to the 13. We had 7 penalties for 50 yards compared to the 11 for 85. So that's crazy. Break down what happened. On offense, like I said, Joe Sanders lit it up. Oh, sorry. I lost my spot on my little docket. A stat line you expect from a veteran. So, like I said, he had a great game. So he delivered under pressure and looked calm in the pocket. Special teams and defensive meniscus, including poor run defense and missed opportunities, contributed heavily. For a team chasing wins, these errors kind of sting. The highlight of the game to me was Sanders. He's the real deal with his stats. A concern is defense and coaching decisions, letting a struggling offense rush for 160 yards and trusting a trick play over your rookie QB on a 2-point conversion shows cracks in strategy and execution. And the trick play over his rookie QB they did the week before in 49ers, so not smart. Injuries lining up, the team placed running back Jerome Ford and center Ethan Pollock, 55, sad, on IR after the loss. Huge hits for both the running game and offensive line. The Browns are traveling to face Chicago Bears, who's doing pretty good, an opportunity to reset, get a win, and build confidence. According to official schedule, game time is approaching and fans are watching closely. For Cleveland, it might be a chance to lean on Sanders' momentum, but also a chance to show up defense, clean up on special teams, and prove that they could finish games. Trending topics around the team, so Sanders was locked in as the rest of the 2025 starters after that performance for the Titans. Coaching staff announced Sanders will remain under center. Big vote of confidence and a sign of franchise looking ahead. Me and Hunter said the same thing was going to happen at the beginning of the year, and I've been saying this since we got Sanders. This is what was going to happen. We were going to have Flacco play a little bit, but then after a while, we were going to have Gabriel come in because we got him sick for, before Sanders. He was going to do bad, and Sanders was going to come in. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content, to drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't, or Facebook's in the description as well. Follow us on there. Like those posts as well, and share. It really helps us get us out to all these algorithms. Subscribe if you haven't, and then on the bottom right over here, there should be a bell. Notifications whenever we're live. Franchise future and stadium terms. Off the field, the team's future is also in the spotlight. A recently approved settlement paves the way for the new stadium in Brook Park, which could redefine the Browns' home-based team. And like we've seen, Watson's been a little bit practicing, but F Watson. Now we're gonna go into the big sports. We got live above us, and below us, and we also have the F1 results behind us. So definitely interesting. Max won the race, but he didn't win the. He didn't win the championship. Lando Norris won the championship, and that was great to see. A lot of people are mad, but I'm happy wearing my McLaren shirt to show Pato O'Ward, to show solidarity. And I believe Pato O'Ward actually practiced this weekend for Lando, so Lando's already at a disadvantage. Final points for the F1 season before we talk into it. We have Lando Norris number 1 at 4.23. Second, Max Verstappen, 2 points behind Lando at 4.21. Max had the most, they said the most wins in polls, but he wasn't that consistent. And also people don't talk about, like I've talked about many times, Lando Norris had 3 0-point races. Max had 1. I don't hear any of the fucking Max stands talking about that. I'm not surprised they're butthurt. They really are. Because at the beginning of the year, they've talked time and time again. Cameron, all of these other YouTuber guys that love Max in the EU, said he was winning his fifth chip this year. Even with McLaren being wild, like, oh, he's so good, he's going to win the 5th. He didn't. They're happy it's close, but they'll never admit, and I would love to debate and talk with them about it, how literally Lando was more consistent with 3 DNFs when Max had 1. They do not like talking about that. And Piastri had 2, and he was in 3rd. So it even shows, Max had a good year, he did, but only 1 DNF. So I do not want to hear it. Max did have 1-point week, an 8-point week, a 2-point week. That's on him. You know what I mean? Lando, he was way more consistent. He had a 6-point week, but way more consistent on points. Oscar had a 2-point week, but we'll keep going. Some 10-point weeks. Oscar was in 3rd at 4.10. 13 points away and 11 points away from Max. George Russell was in third at 319. Fifth, Charles Leclerc. Sixth, Lewis Hamilton. Seventh, Andre Kimi Antonelli. Eighth, Alexander Albon. Ninth, Carlos Sainz. Really good to see him come back. And see Williams get 8 and 9. 10th, Fernando Alonso. 11th, Nico Hulkenberg. 12th, Isaac Hadjar. 13th, Oliver Behrman. 14th, Liam Lawson. 13th, Esteban Ocon. 16th, Lance Stroll. 17th, Yuki Tsunoda. 18th, Pierre Gasly. 19th, Gabriel Bortoleto. 20th, Franco Colapinto. 21, Jack Doohan, who got no chances. They gave him like 2 seconds to race, and that was it. Sad to see. After all the hard work he put in. Constructors, McLaren won, obviously, at 8:33. We knew that for a while. Second was Mercedes, good to see, at 4:69. Mercedes really outperformed Red Bull the last couple of weeks to pull that off, so happy to see. Basically got for last week because I got 15 more, 7 more for the last 2 weeks to pull away from Red Bull. 3 was Red Bull at 4:51. 4th, Ferrari at 398. Bad year for Ferrari. Red Bull actually had a decent year with Max carrying them. 5th, Williams, which is great to see, at 137. 6th, Racing Bulls at 92. 7th, Aston Martin, sad to see them fall off so hard. 8th, Haas, 79 points. Probably could have saw them do a little bit better and actually get 6th, which would have been, 7th, which would have been insane. 9th, Sauber under last year with that team name before he changed into Audi. 10th, Alpine. Sauber had 70 and Alpine had 22. Alpine had a really bad year, like they always have that engine. Final results: Max's was the race winner. His race time was 1 hour and 26.07 minutes, 57 laps, 1 pit. Oscar Piastri pulled off for 1 pit. Lando Norris pulled off 2 pits. Charles Leclerc behind him pulled off 2 pits. George Russell in 5th pulled off 1 pit. Fernando Alonso in 6th pulled off 1 pit. Esteban Ocon in 7th pulled off 1 pit. Lewis Hamilton in 8th pulled off 2. Nico Hulkenberg pulled off 2. Lance Stroll in 10th pulled off 1. Gabriel Bortoleto pulled off 1. Oliver Behrman pulled off 1. A lot of these guys pulled off 1. Then we have Carlos Sainz in 13th. Yuki Tsunoda 14th. A.K. Kimi Antonelli 15th. Alexander Albon 16th. Isaac Hadjar 17th. Liam Lawson 18th. Pierre Gasly 19th. Franco Colapinto 20th. Let's go into it. The photos of it look great. Lando looked very happy. Everyone looked happy. After season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Norris entered the race leading the standings. He started second on the grid between Poulsen and Max Verstappen and his own teammate Oscar Piastri. I thought Oscar was going to defend a little bit more for him, but really we saw right from the start, Oscar actually passed him and was just ready to race. He wanted to try to get that win and was hoping Lando would crash out or someone would hit him and he would somehow get the championship, even with Max. How it's going to work is Max needed a win, which he did, but he needed Lando to get basically 4th or worse. The race itself was won by Verstappen. Piastri finished second. A dangerous result for Norris's championship hopes and made it very close, but Norris held for 3rd place. That was enough. His 15 points gave him a 2-point margin over Max Verstappen, stated before, securing his first ever Drivers' World Champion. I was really happy to see Lando Norris. Like he said before, he wants to prove that nice guys could win championships, and he's that nice guy. And he really means driving style, as well as being a nice guy personally. But Max's driving style was so aggressive and so dickish, they literally had to change the rules of F1 racing because of Max Verstappen. Lando wasn't like that. He was more of a gentleman driver, and he was still able to win the championship just by driving right. So, great to see. I was very happy. I guess Sidney Crosby briefly exited after took a puck to the foot. Canadians are up 2-0 on pit. Sad to see. But once again, it was really good to see. Max was mature about it, and he was like, championships aren't everything. People are talking about how he's maturing. There's people drinking the Kool-Aid, because I do agree 2 things. He is maturing, but also at the same time, you guys said he was for lying. You know what I mean? He had a dog in him to win these chips. It's not like that dies out. He's being PR about it. He can't go crazy and be like, oh, I'm going to win a chip next year. This really makes me mad. He is PR trained, is what you're trying to say. He is mature by being PR trained. And that's okay. Because if Max Verstappen's just laid back, to say he's not the GOAT, he's never going to win championships again. Because before we had to hear all the time, he's better than Lewis. And Vettel has 4. So if Max finishes at a 4, I'm sorry, guys, he's not the best. He's one of those Red Bull guys that gets 4 and fizzles out. But we'll see. I kind of... Personally, if he does other styles of racing, GT, free and stuff like that, I think it will show him Le Mans. It will show him more skill, and I do consider more respect. However, right now, we are not seeing that. And with people saying that Max is good just because he was dominant, 2 things. One, they were cheating, and I'm a Ferrari fan. I'm very fair with Ferrari in 2019 and their engine cheating. If we're going to say Ferrari's cheating, with that, we have to say Red Bull's cheating, because there's the same thing happened. It's not like they got caught. They turned themselves in, basically, because they knew they were about to get caught. Or they had to deal with, basically had to deal with the FIA. Secondly, it's kind of like with any other sports. To me, it's like regular season. He is dominant. That doesn't matter in sports. But if you go undefeated in the regular season 1 year in NFL and MLB and NHL and NBA, does that make you the best team of all time? I don't know. We talked about this before with certain Jordan teams and certain Golden State teams back in the day. So it's interesting to me. But personally, I feel like it's just a regular season thing. So unless he gets 7 chips, he will never be in a conversation of a GOAT. Because in F1, it's 7 chips. It's Lewis Hamilton. It's Michael Schumacher. With that, he ends Verstappen's 4-year reign and becomes the first Britain F1 champion since 2020, Lewis Hamilton. Also, first McLaren driver to take a title since 2008, also Lewis Hamilton, which is great to see. The season finale was packed with pressure, crashes, and rival threats. Norris did what they needed, stay smart, stay clean, and cross the line in P3. McLaren did everything right with certain yellow flags, and I feel like people are taking, like, a lot of Max fans are upset and taking it away from Lando. But I'm sorry, guys, just because one of Max's championships is controversial doesn't mean you make every championship after that controversial. Just like with COVID. There's a speech you made asterisk with the NBA and COVID championships. Doesn't mean you make every, thing controversial after that. Especially just because it sells. That's BS, and people know that. This is right. I'm sorry, it is. If he's more consistent, like I just said, everything's fair. I'm a logical guy. I would debate any of the big YouTubers on that. I really don't care. Because I'm right. I'm an American. You know what I mean? I know a lot. I'm an engineer. I know a lot about logic. So a lot of it is just like, like I'm saying, if Verstappen had 3 DNFs, Lando Norris had 3 DNFs. Verstappen only had 1. Oscar Piastri had 2. And Lando Stroll 1. Yeah, he's better. It doesn't matter about wins if you crash out and can't drive well. Which we saw Max being able to do because of Red Bull being so shite. Basically, what defined Norris's championship 1? Consistency over flash. Norris may have not dominated every weekend, but he stayed consistent, building points steadily, avoiding season-killing mistakes, and thriving under pressure. That calm, resilient attitude helped him clinch the crown, which we've seen before with Nico and some other guys in the past. A lot of these guys, Mercedes, guys that got championships, even some of these McLaren, Ferrari guys. Sometimes it's just staying consistent, not crashing out. And what's crazy to me, I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. A lot of people, called him Lando No Wins, gave him a lot of shit, talked about how he bottled and would crash races, and then he had one of the most consistent seasons of all time to win the championship. I'm sorry, if you're saying with 3 DNFs, which sometimes he can't control, he still wins a championship over Max with 1. Huh? That's consistency, I'm sorry. That's not bottling races. He did well. The Lando way. He's not ruthless, aggressive stereotype. Norris has shown that a nice guy approach, like stated before, combining speed with empathy, focus, and respect, can win titles. F1 Insiders has praised his fresh vibe. of sportsmanship at the top level. And once again, I would like to say this too: these Max fans are so seething right now because it proves that you don't have to be. They've said time and time again, you need to be like this to win an F1. You need to be aggressive. You need to just dive bomb every corner. You need to dive bomb every corner. It don't matter. It don't matter if you have it before. And I'm sorry, am I being aggressive here? But a lot of these arguments were that. If you have to change the rules when a guy comes in, that's so something. And he cheats. I'm sorry, I don't have no sympathy for Red Bull. I know a lot of these people cheat in any sport. Any sport, but if you get caught and it changes your car that much like it did, come on now, Chief. I also don't like how they did Yuki. Because Yuki basically gave Max a tow during qualification so he would get pole. And then they, that was even after they bodied Yuki out of the team. So it shows how they care. I kind of like that better. A lot of them, like I said, a lot of these YouTubers were like Lando couldn't, you can't win unless you're an aggressive driver in F1. Well, now we see. And we've seen this time and time again in history. That's because it's a modern era. Does not mean you have to drive like an ass or aggressive. With these cars, you could drive smart. It is crazy with a bigger car. They love talking about how back in the day, they were gentlemen. They had smaller cars, even less safer. So it doesn't mean he can crash, but with these bigger cars that are harder to turn, shouldn't we be more gentlemen? So it's just dumb. McLaren's comeback for Team also cleansed the 2025 constructors. A sign that Norris' title wasn't as personal, but full team resurgence. McLaren is back on top. Trending F1 topics right now. Emotional moment in celebration after a race. Nolan admitted that the win felt surreal, comparing his final laps to a movie montage of his career. From karting to the podium, he wants to immortalize that view inside his helmet with a painting. That'd be sweet. He is a cool guy like that. And yes, he partied with teammates, friends, and even a few celebrities. Photos of his celebration, make sure you look it over. The morning after hungover going viral. He was, I believe, partying till like 5 or 6 a.m. Number 1 next season as champion. Norris will carry the official number 1 on his car in 2026. Let's go get that away from Max back to 33, that dumb number. A badge of honor, but also a target on his back. McLaren fans are hyped to see what comes next. Respect over rivalry. Despite fierce competition all season, Norris earned a praise from rivals, including Trash Talk. Instead of Trash Talk, many congratulated him. A sign that maybe this championship ushered in a more respectful era of F1, which will be awesome to see, and not this type of fight era with type of Max brought in of being so aggressive. But that's one thing too. Anytime you're driving, and sorry to say it, video games, but if any racing, NASCAR, dirt racing, if you're a more respectful driver and there's just an asshole that just cuts you off all the time, you're going to get mad at him. When he just dive bombs you on the corner, you're going to get mad. And that kind of sets like the whole stage for the whole grid if you're around this guy. You know what I mean? And people say, well, that's how you should drive. No one should want to pass you because you'll crash them. That's just not how it works. So I wouldn't be surprised if next year we saw full crash Verstappen come back, and there's a reason why he had that nickname. So I'm sorry. He got these chips. He had a good car. He had an aggressive driving style. I'm happy someone's better in. What about Piastri, Verstappen? Piastri, Norris' teammate, just missed it, but McLaren's a clear future contender. Norris even probably tipped him to win soon the championship. He is talking about maybe going to Red Bull or some other teams as well, maybe Ferrari. That'd be interesting. Verstappen returned strong late in the season, won the finale, and nearly defended his title, but when he asked, did he run out of time or just meet the wrong foe? It keeps fan debating if Red Bull has lost its dominance early or just been narrowly beaten. Two things about that. I do think, I'm going to mute myself real quick. I do think that them putting in a more technical and an engineer at principal, we're seeing this engineer era of principals, is really good. For a while we had business, now we have engineers. That helped out for a lot of the other teams, Haas, a lot of other. We're seeing Adrian Newey, design engineer, head of McLaren, which is awesome. Sorry, not McLaren, he used to be. Aston Martin now. So definitely interesting to see, and I'll keep going. We've had Penguins for the 7th week. Make sure you drop a like if you're enjoying the content. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you follow us on Facebook as well. Sorry Hunter wasn't able to make it tonight. We'll try to get him in next week. Make sure you watch our Week Ahead News Show. All of this is on the live section. under YouTube. So if you're on our video channel and you hit live, you'll see all of our past lives on there, and you can watch them and skip through them, put them in the background. They're really nice. Sorry about that, guys. So, yesterday, the Penguins lost 4-3 in overtime. Right now, they're losing to the Canadiens 3-0 with 5:40 left in the second. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, we lost in shootout yesterday, 4-3 as well. Sad to see. Not have been playing well. Team performance since last Thursday. The offense continues to run for Sidney Crosby, who remains the team's most consistent producer, obviously. But he got hit in the foot with a puck today, so not good. Pittsburgh generated chances in every game the past week, but fitness continues to be a problem. The top six is getting the looks. The bottom six is still struggling to contribute meaningfully. Defensive play. The blue line has been the biggest point of inconsistency, which is sad to see. Turnovers in the defensive zone led to several high-danger opportunities against, really hurting our goalies. Letang and Graves had moments of stabilization, but the back end looks out of sync in transition coverage, which is sad. We have a lot of veterans back there with Letang and Carlson. Goaltending, Tristan Jarry had one strong outing, and one of our rebounds became an issue again, which is always sad. Rebounds are kind of hard to stop sometimes, though. Alex and Is the core running out of time as well? The Quest and resurfaced team once again looked overly dependent on Crosby. Malkin had a weaker league with Letang's defensive reads or questions by analysis. Fan bases are increasingly debating whether this roster has a realistic playoff ceiling, and they really don't. Power play setups. The Penguins' power play was retooled again this week after earlier struggles, so we interested to see. A unit featuring Crosby, Rust, Malkin, Carlson, and Smith got extended reps. Early results: more puck movement, better zone entries, but not enough goals to change the narrative. Erik Karlsson scrutiny. Karlsson had a week full of highs and lows. Offensively, he's still elite. His skating and breakout ability remains untouched. Defensively, he had two notable lapses that turned into goals against. This sparked renewed conversation about whether the Penguins are using him correctly or if expectations are simply too high. Columbus Blue Jackets. They played yesterday. Let me see if they won that game. Oh yeah, wait. I forgot to go back from the past games for the Penguins. My bad. So since last Thursday, they were playing Tampa Bay and won. The Penguins did 4-3. That made them 14-7. 5 Jarry win. Malkin MVP. Sunday we lost to Dallas though, 3-2 in a shootout. That made us 14-7-6. Jarry goaling, Letang MVP. And obviously that Anaheim game we played tonight against Montreal. Saturday we play against San Jose. So it'll be interesting to see. That's at 3 p.m. Now going to the Blue Jackets. Since last Thursday, they won against Detroit 6-5 in a shootout that made them 13-9-5. Melizingis was their goalie. Malinowski was their MVP. Saturday, December 6th, they won against Florida. Lost against Florida 7-6 in overtime. That made them 13-9-6. Malinowskis, goalie. Volonikov, MVP for them. That made us your team. Sunday, December 7th, Washington lost 2-0. Made them 13-10-6. Greaves was their goalie, and that was their MVP. Once again, they are playing Carolina right now. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, it's Tuesday, sorry. Let's look. They lost 4-1. Sad to see. Today, they're actually playing Ottawa, though. And they're losing 5-3 with about 18 left in the third. They also play Saturday, December 13th against Vegas, 7 p.m. Blue Jackets are currently they're 8th in the Metro. Be interesting to see where they're at. NBA for the Cavs. Since last week, Friday, we played San Antonio, won 130 to 117. Mitchell had 28 points. I mean, it's 14-10. Mobley had 10 rebounds. Mitchell 8 assists. Saturday, December 6th, we lost against Golden State, 99-94. Mace 14-11. Mitchell 29 points. Tomlin 12 rebounds. Garland 4 assists. Tomorrow, we play Washington at 7. It's on MMMT. Don't know what that is. Sunday, December 14th, we play Charlotte at 3:30. Wednesday, December 17th, we play Chicago at 8. And that's really it for me, guys. Probably talking a little bit more about F1. Once again, I'm really excited for Lando Norris. I'm going to take a sip of water. Once again, this really makes things excited and kind of like shaking them up for next year, because new regulations are coming out. We have Sauber becoming Audi, and we have Cadillac joining the grid for the 11th team, which will be interesting, an odd number, but still fun races and more cars. They used to have many teams, like I think 12 teams back in the day, maybe even more. More cars. Teams used to be able to have 3 cars back in the day. So excited for that, and I hope everyone has a great Friday and a great weekend. Hopefully it's relaxing. You stay warm. This snow's not too bad, but snow a little bit more tonight, and snowing a little bit more Saturday and Sunday. So, maybe not Sunday though, but we'll see. Just watch some sports. We're kind of done with racing with F1 until February when testing happens, and I don't think racing happens until the end of March. But let me check. We have time. So the schedule for next year is Australia. Yep, beginning of March. Melbourne, March 6th through the 8th. Round 2, Shanghai, China, March 13th through 15th, back to back. Then we get, that looks about 2 weeks off until Japan, March 27th through 29th, end of March. That's always fun to see. Bahrain, about a week, 2 weeks after that, April 10th through the 12th. That's round 4. Round 5, Saudi Arabia, March 17th through 19th. April 17th through 19th. May 1st through the 3rd, Miami, round 6. May 22nd through 24th, Canada. Monaco this year is a little different. June 5th through the 7th. So not the same time as Indy, so kind of cool to see. Spain, round 9 is June 12th through 14th. Austria, round 10, June 26th through the 28th. Great Britain, round 11, Silverstone, July 3rd through the 5th. They always like having that during Independence Day weekend to crap on us, but whatever, we'll watch it anyway. July 17th through the 19th, we have Belgium, Spa, great race. July 24th through 26th, we have Hungary. August 21st through 23rd, we have the Netherlands, on 14. September 4th through the 6th, we have Monza in Italy. Only one Italy race this year. September 11th through the 13th, we have Spain, round 16. September 25th through 27th, Azerbaijan. October 9th through 11th, we have Singapore. October 23rd to 25th, we have United States, Austin around Halloween. Cool to see. Like we had this year. Mexico, finally, October 30th through the 1st, it's finally happened. It will be actually, I think the Day for Dead's for 2nd, normally. But it's right by Halloween and the Day for Dead, so awesome. Mexico, perfect to see. Brazil, November 6th through the 8th, 21st round. Las Vegas, November 19th through 21st. Nice, it's not really around Thanksgiving, but before, kind of cool to see again. Qatar, November 27th through 29th. Abu Dhabi, December 4th through the 6th, kind of like this year. So really cool to see. I'm excited for the races. Let's look up lineups as well really quick before we go up. Alright. So, for McLaren, we have Norris and Piastri, obviously, for now. Ferrari, we have Leclerc and Hamilton. Red Bull, we have Verstappen and Isaac Hadjar. I think Isaac Hadjar will do really well. And actually, I think they can help Max Verstappen crash out. Mercedes, you have Kimi Antonelli and Russell staying the same. Colapinto and Gasly at Alpine staying the same. Stroll and Alonso at Aston Martin staying the same. Behrman and Ocon and Haas staying the same. Lindgrad new at Racing Bulls, and Lawson staying the same at Racing Bulls. Audi will have Bortoleto and Hulkenberg staying the same. Williams are at the same racers, Albon and Sainz, very good racers. Cadillac for new team, Bottas and Perez. So very excited to see all this. Hope everyone has a great Friday. That's really it for me. If you had enjoyed the content, drop a like, drop a comment as well. I'll still pop up on my phone, and I could always reply. We can keep talking. Appreciate everyone. Have a great Friday. Keep watching the sports. We keep having NFL going on. Browns keep sucking. Ohio State was crazy. We ended up beating Michigan, but then lost last week to Indiana. So it's sad to see, but Indiana was playing in Indianapolis, and I think that really gave them the boost. Right now, Ohio State came in 1, and now with 2, Indiana's 1. So Big Ten really kind of running stuff. We both get a bye, which is nice to see. And it'll be interesting if we play again in the playoffs. I think we'll win, especially in the playoffs, especially if it's not in Indiana, because that really helps them out. And a lot of times the playoff ain't. Besides that, normally it's a Big Ten championship. There might be one. We'll have to see. I think that's a bowl game. But only the playoffs, you're playing in Georgia. You're playing in these nicer, newer stadiums. California, Arizona sometimes, Dallas always. All of those big places. Well, that's it for me, guys. Hope everyone has a great night. Happy Lando Norris won the race. Won the championship. Max Verstappen won the race, but he didn't win his 5th chip. So that's all I care about. Lando won. I can't wait for Drive to Survive next year. It was very emotional for a lot of the fans. I think Max kind of hated to see that too. To see how many people really like to see the good guy win. And I think, once again, Max being mature is kind of fake. If he really was that lion and had that F1 fan in him, he obviously doesn't feel that way. And I understand PR, but, people are saying, oh, he's mature. They're just coping. So, keep coping. Lando won. More consistent. 3 DNFs compared to Max's 1. Cope.